Hi, my name is Nick Welsh, and I'm here to get you started in pre-algebra. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and grab a syllabus that should be waiting for you by the door. Go ahead and rip those two pages apart because we're going to be collecting the second page and you're going to be keeping the first. Let's go ahead and take a look at that second page together. Okay, if you go ahead and rip off that second page, this is what you guys should see. It should be up on your screen right now. At the very top, everyone, please go ahead and fill out your name. Please print it so I can read it, and a contact phone number that I can reach you at. And then check the boxes to let me know if you have computer access and or internet access at home. If you are under the age of 18, please go ahead and fill out this middle box. I need a parent or guardian contact name and either a cell phone or an email, whichever is easiest. Then everyone's going to go ahead and fill out the very bottom, which is going to help us get a little jump start on the class. Please list any strengths, things that you feel like you're good at, anything that you might struggle with under your weaknesses, and anything I might need to know about you at the very bottom box. This could be a preferred name versus a given name, or preferred pronouns, or just anything that I need to know or have a heads up on. When you get this page filled out, please hold it up, and I or the teacher will come around and collect it from you. Please pause the video now to allow students to fill out the student information sheet. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the first page, the syllabus itself. So this is term two. That year is incorrect. Sorry, it's an old document, can't edit it. But this class time, oh, that's all wrong. Okay, the class time should say um, 12:35 to 2:05. So if you want to correct that, that should be 12. I can correct it up here too. This time is wrong. Goodness gracious. It is at 12:35 to 2:05. Okay, so it's going to be third period. This is my name and contact information up at the top. So you have my Facebook page. If you want to friend that, you can go ahead and do that. You have my cell phone number here or the school number here as well. And then you also have my email. If you're going to miss a day, if you need extra help because you feel like you're falling behind, or if you just have any general questions, please reach out and let me know through one of these three ways. Any of them will come to my phone, except the office number that'll come to the school. But if you text my cell phone or send me an email or send my Facebook page, all of those will go to my phone quite quickly. Just understand if you message me later at night, I might not get back to you until the next morning, but I do try and get back to people within 24 hours. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. Okay, this is going to be pre-algebra. So we're going to start quite simple with some basic math stuff, and then we're going to be building up and getting more complicated to get you ready for Algebra 1. So this class does build into Algebra 1A, and then you'll take Algebra 1B, and then so on and so forth. The goal, if you take a look here, is every student to receive a 75% or higher. Yes, 60% is passing, but because this is a class in a sequence of classes, it's really important for us that you have these concepts mastered because it's going to be very hard to move on to the next math class if you don't have all these skills down. So we're looking for about a 70 to 75 in order to move you on to the next class. I really want you here each and every day. You really have a harder time, especially with this class learning, if you're not here every day, because one concept does build into the next concept. So it is important that you go through those and make sure you're gaining all the skills so that you can use them later on as things get more difficult. Um, okay. Attendance policy. I always say try not to miss because missing a day of this school is kind of like missing a week of regular school. And that's just because we are at the accelerated pace. And so, each day is a new lesson. And like I said, they are in sequence. So one is going to kind of build on the next. And so it's very important that you're here on time, ready to go. This class usually won't take the full time because it's kind of an introductory math class. We leave a lot of time for extra help and extra review if you need it, but if you don't need it, I usually send people on to their next class or home for the day if you don't have a fourth period. Um, Classroom expectations. When you look around the room, you're not going to see a list of big rules, but that's mainly because we operate on the golden rule. Please treat others as you would like to be treated. I'm going to always do my very best to show each and every one of you the utmost respect, and I just hope that you share the same with me as well as with each other. Because while we're all here for different reasons, we're all here for common goals, and the goal should be to get this credit and get one step closer to graduation. So the last thing I want is for someone to be disruptive and hinder someone else's ability to pass this class. Other than that, it's just really important that because this is a math class, you're taking your time, you're showing all your work and things like that. Don't be disruptive or loud. You can listen to music while we're doing the practices, not during the notes, but during practices if you want to, have headphones on. As long as I can't hear it, it's not bothering anybody. I don't have any issues with that. But the goal is to just kind of go through the lesson, get the work done, turn it in, and head out for each day. There shouldn't be any other problems, but this is a school and you do need to follow all the school policies and procedures. So please, obviously there's no fighting, no drugs or alcohol. Don't bring any weapons or anything that might look like a weapon into the building because those are things that are going to get you taken out of the class very quickly. But other than that, if an issue does arise, we'll have a one-on-one conversation about it and we'll just move forward. Okay, cell phones. I really don't want anyone on their cell phones during the instructional portion of the class. It's not ever very long when I'm introducing concepts, but that is when I need 100% of your attention. One of the biggest myths is that you can multitask, and so people think they can be on their phone and still be getting the same information they would if they were listening just to me, which is just not true. Your brain can do many, many things at one time, but the front part of your brain, the part that does the thinking about what words mean, about what's being said up in the front of the class, that can only do one thing at a time. So if you're, focused on what's on the Snapchat or the Facebook or what have you, TikTok, you're physically in the room and you might be listening, but you're not understanding what the words are being said. You're not actually digesting that information. So you're just kind of playing yourself. You're physically here, but you're not actually paying attention. So you're going to miss out on a lot. Also on quizzes or tests, I don't want to see their phones out. I know all the math apps that you can do. You can just take a picture and it's going to show you a solution or something like that. So the key is that you are able to do all this stuff, and that's really important to me. So during quizzes or tests, I want no phones out at any time. The only time you might see a phone out is if anyone is a English language learner. They might be using the phone just as a translation tool so they can better understand what the questions are asking, but that's on an individual basis, and that shouldn't be an issue for anybody else. All right, turn over to the back and we'll take a look at how we're getting graded here. Okay. Um, so there's the grading scale that you see up here. So 90 to 100%, that's an A. Between 80 and 90 is a B. 70 to 80 is a C, so on and so forth. And remember, you really want to be in this productive range, this upper productive range for 70, 79 by the end in order to get moved on to the next class. Now, how does your grade work out? Well, 80% of your grade comes from quizzes and tests. This is just because, again, we're at a very accelerated pace here. So it's important to us that you show mastery of the material so that you can show that you've learned that stuff. And so the majority of your grade comes from the quizzes and the tests. This is an 8-week course, so there'll be a number of grades in that category. So you don't have to worry too much if you don't do well on one. But the good news is you can always retake any quiz or test with me. The best time to do that is during tutoring on Fridays from 10 to 12. What we'll do is you'll come in, I'll give you your old test back. We can take a look at it to see what you got right and what you got wrong. We can do a little review on any information you're feeling uncomfortable with, and then I'll give you a new test and have you retake it. I will always take the higher of the two scores. So if for some reason you do more or worse on the second attempt, I will just keep the first attempt score until you improve it. The other 20% of your grade is going to come from all the work that we do in class. So any practices that I collect at the end of class or any exit tickets or things like that, those are going to make up the other 20% of your grade. So between the tests of 80% and then the work, which will make up 20%, that is your grade. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to let me know. And it doesn't say it, but tutoring is from 10 to 12 on Fridays. I might encourage you to come if you're not above passing or if you're kind of below that 70% range, just so you can get that extra help and make sure that you get the credit by the end of the term. If you're above a 70 and you don't have any missing work, then I don't need to see you on tutoring days. But please, please make that a very important time that when you need the help, you come in, you make up quizzes, you make up tests, whatever it might be, you make use of that time because it's there for you. All right, now we'll go ahead and get started on the first thing that we have. And the first thing that we have is actually a diagnostic test, okay? I don't actually have that to show you, but go ahead and pause the screen now and go ahead and pass that out to everyone. But I do have a message before you guys get started. If anyone needs a calculator as well, calculators are right by the door in that pink bin, so feel free to grab one whenever you need it, and please just put it back there at the end of class when you're finished with it. Okay, hopefully now everyone has the diagnostic. Now, why are we taking a diagnostic test? Number one, this is not to make anyone feel any type of way or bad about what you may or may not know. A lot of times when people come in and they don't know what math class they have or we haven't gotten their transcript yet, sometimes people get put in the lowest math class option, which is pre-algebra. We can then do the diagnostic test to see what do you know and what do you not know. If you don't know any of this, that is okay. This is the stuff that we're going to be learning in this class. The diagnostic is just set up so that I can get an idea if there's anyone that already has all these ideas mastered and needs to be moved on to another math class. So what I would like you to do is just try your best, go through the diagnostic test, just answer what you can. If you can't answer it or you don't know, you can give it a guess if it's a multiple choice or something like that, or if you just have no idea, just skip it and go to the next one. Okay, this is not for a grade in terms of how well you do. It's just for a grade in terms of, yes, you took the diagnostic. So put your name at the top, go through the test. Please just try your best on each question. And then when you're done, just sit tight and then the teacher or myself will collect it at the end. All right, again, it's not for a grade. Don't feel poorly if you don't know this stuff. This is what we're going to be learning in this class, but just try your best and give your best effort. Good luck.